All right, everyone, welcome back to another night of Pathfinder 2nd Edition here on my Twitch channel. I am Tythalanos. I will be the GM tonight as we are getting into our second part of a two-part little short story with my wonderful players here tonight. We'll be back next week for kind of the standard play with Decent Noodle. But until then, you got to deal with these three crazy players. Run through a quick few announcements before we get right back into the game, and we should make this pretty quick. So first off, music that you heard in the intro and you're going to hear throughout the rest of the night comes from our bard, Gregulus Designs, or The Dirtwood. You can find their music on YouTube and Spotify. If you follow my Twitch channel here, you can actually create an NPC that's going to inhabit the world of Cyrenthe, my homebrew world, where we play Wednesday nights. And they will interact with the players in some form or another. If you subscribe to the channel, that character is actually going to have a larger tale to tell in one form or in the other, whether it's for good or bad. Other ways to support is, you can see right here are the hero point counter, and if for 100 bits, you can donate. You can gift a hero point to any player, which allows them a reroll. More hero points have a different cost involved, but currently they're running a little low. I think that's it for my quick announcements. We're going to jump into the players and then get right back to the game. So, Madcap, a little bit about yourself and where people can, or who you're going to be playing tonight.
Hey, y'all. My name's Mike. I go by Madcap23 on most socials. Been playing D&D and TTRPG type games for somewhere around 30 years now. I've done everything from Paranoia to Marvel superheroes to other things. Tonight I'm playing Scales, your Dracokin barbarian, which is why I now have the brass Dracokin frills on my head.
We'll see how long that those stay on. Minnesota Muse, you're up next. A little bit about yourself and who you are playing tonight.
Hey everybody, I am Ashley, also known as Minnesota Muse. You can find me as Minnesota Muse on Blue Sky, on my on Twitch, or as Minnesota Muse 99 on Threads. And I am playing for you tonight a Lycanon Moon Touch Oracle named Ember, also could be called a Firefox.
And
great browser.
Last up, Van Wickman, a little bit about yourself and who you're playing tonight.
Hey everybody, Chad here, Vamp Wickman. I too have been playing games forever, 35 years or so, starting with the D&D Red Box, first edition, second edition, Vampire the Masquerade. I've streamed Viking Death Squad and Dragon Bane and just all sorts of crap. I mean, any game that you want to kill me in, I'm there. Anyways, obviously here tonight, usually I'm on the GaryCon live channel on Sundays. You won't see me this Sunday because they're pre-recording right at this moment, which I found out about like 2 days ago, and whatever. I already said yes to this, and I love you people too. So, hey, I'm here. And then apparently this Saturday, I'm going to be on Lord Gazumba's channel from 1 to 5, which he just asked me about if I was free. And I was like, let's roll dice, baby. Tonight I'm playing Tennille Trismaris, a Whisper Elf swashbuckler, a gymnast. So I like to run around, flip around, back flips, front flips, sliding. I like to start my day with some good aerobic exercise, some Pilates, step aerobics, Tae-Bo, anything to keep the body moving. My energy has been a little low on that these past few days because I seem to be infected by the purple gunk, like whoever we killed earlier, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I often like to run into battle saying something not quite grammatically correct in Draconic, but it's my thing.
Yeah, and it's why we love you for it. Hey, Ty, could I add one thing about the gifting the hero points and subscribing stuff?
Sure.
if you really want your character to have like the one that you create by subscribing and joining the Discord and that to have like a really long character arc, make it cute and make Joanna want to adopt it. That's just gonna make it so that it's there forever.
That's how we.
Anyway.
That's how we got one character so far.
Yeah.
All right. So, quick recap as we jump back into the game. The players had left the Fangs, a fortress of. It's a little louder than I expected. A fortress of Fighters Guild that kind of defends the main thoroughfare and the center of the country, heading to a call for aid to help with some containment about a town to the southeast. Reaching the heart, they actually came upon one such infected person, and after a very quick bit of combat, dispatched the infected person, though at the cost of an explosion of purple miasma that seems to have taken hold in Tanil. Currently, it started off as a simple kind of purple colored fingertips that has since stretched or spread now to both hands kind of covered in purple. As the players continued on at a slightly more rushed pace to get south to the town of Four Winds, they paused in the morning as they saw the outskirts of town to maybe apply a bit of makeup, kind of hide the current situation that Tanil is under. During that moment of pause, Tanil actually caught a bit of sound of rustling bushes nearby. Ember, though, heard the noise as well, but also noticed a bit of fur hiding in the bushes. With a bit of a pounce into the bushes, she landed on what was a much larger than expected creature. As she tumbled back out of the bushes, what stood up out of it came a large, hulking Kolo, nearly 7 feet tall. And now Kolo, at a quick glance, will seem to be much like Lycanins in a shifted form, covered in fur, hyena-like features, a very ferocious type attitude, if you will. But as a Lycanin herself, Ember does know that this is not a friendly Lycanin, but an unfriendly Kolo. And unfriendly is right, as the first one snarls at you, raises a rusted, jagged-looking heavy sword. Now, I say first one because a second one also stands up right next to the first in the bush that you saw the first one in. Both of these actually have small patches of fur running up their arms that are actually missing. And below you can see a very familiar deep purple discoloration. Now as Ember kind of scrambles and stumbles to her feet, catching and preparing your weapons and your wits, the Kolo belonging to the furred foot that you also saw on the tree seems to jumps down a little bit further. Larger and more battle-scarred, hunched and holding a massive axe by his side, standing on one of the lowest branches. His snout with a deep gash across the top and side, his left ear mangled nearly past recognition. But what really catches your gaze are the patches of purple on his hands, up his arms, over his chest, and even starting up his neck. as you can see this all through a bit of patchwork in their armor. This one figure points towards Tanil with a raised, snarling lip in a gruff voice. That one! Bring me that one! The two standing in the bushes get caught up in the same kind of cackling and yipping as two more in the bush as well stand up to join.
Oh my god.
Players, please roll initiative. This will be your perception check for initiative.
23.
Oh.
Let's see, how about this?
Nice.
Sweet.
23. It looks like.
What'd
Wait,
you
no,
find?
that's 6 days ago. Never mind. Hold on a second.
I see Vamp got 25. All right.
Don't mind the surge of dice rolling across the screen. It's nothing to be worried about.
Shit.
Nothing at all.
Ash, on your character sheet, on the left-hand side, about halfway down, there's the initiative. You should be able to just click the dodecahedral dice.
I think she got it, though.
I did.
Yeah.
But then,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
it
see the
didn't
24.
well, hold on a second.
That's because
Oh,
Ty
yeah,
rolled
yeah, 24.
7 up.
Ty rolled like
rolled
18
a-
dice when you were rolling.
Correct.
So.
A billion.
Right. That's why I was like, I don't even know what I rolled because I don't know which one was mine. You just
I'm
hear
lost
Ember
again.
whimper, if not friend, why friend-shaped? As she scrambles back into the towards you guys.
Well, the friend shapes are to step forward and just show how friendly they actually are. First one, that one that had stood up that you actually kind of bonked right into as you pounced into the bushes, will step forward and raising his heavy sword. For a 19 to hit.
Yup.
I think it was this one. For 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And it'll take a second strike against you. There we go. There we go. 11 to hit. As that
Nope.
is his 3 turns, 3 actions.
Yeah, you just hear
You
it didn't even I got noise canceled.
Yep.
Discord. It was
Learning-
it was yipping. There was like the little dog yipping noise.
So the fox says yipping.
What does the fox say?
The second
ahead,
one,
sorry.
who had stood up as well, will come charging towards Tanil. I see that's an issue I'll have to figure out. Making the same set of strikes. This one now with more kind of a smaller, rusted out axe and definitely seen a bit of wear and tear. 23 to hit
Yup.
for 5 points of damage.
Ow. Thanks.
And 12 to hit.
No, sir.
And there you go. Only one strike in a turn. That's pretty good. Next up will be Tanil.
All right, I look at this guy right in front of me, and in Draconic, I say, the early bird gets the YOLO.
Hang 1 second. I didn't realize quick tempered was something I could do. I'm raging while I roll initiative, which is a free action basically.
Okay.
So I'm already in rage.
Sounds good.
So I'm going to use my first action to attempt to move this guy in front of me. Now, as opposed to just flipping over him and pushing him a little bit, I actually run right up him and do a kick off and do a backflip to push him back and take his spot.
Okay.
Because, you know, gymnast. So
Nice.
we're going to hope to do that. That's my goal, at least, is to look real cool doing this and not landing on my head. Haven't done that in a while. We'll see if we can get away with this. Okay, so we're going to do our acrobatics check versus his... I forget what his save was against that.
So you are trying to reposition?
Yes.
It's an athletics check against his fortitude DC.
I'm sure this will go fine.
Going to beat an 18.
No.
So trying to run up him, 7 feet tall, maybe a little bit higher than expected, and he kind of pushes you back, and you have to kind of release your tumbling through early to kind of retreat back to where you were, as I think that only takes 1 action.
It does. So now I'm going to just try to beat on him.
Sounds good.
So here we go. I think it's this maybe.
Nice.
Ooh, wow.
I'll take it.
That actually, because so you rolled 28. We're in a Pathfinder 2nd edition. You beat his AC by over 10 or 10 or beyond, so this counts as a critical hit.
Yes, and I have something else that I get for that too, and I have to remember what. No, that's a defensive thing. Never mind.
Yes,
if they fail
correct.
on me
Yep.
by more than 10.
Correct.
Yeah. So I just hit this, so I hit the damage.
Yeah. Or you can hit critical.
That is crit, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Click on critical. Roll these dice. See what happens. 14 damage is my dancing spear. Even though I go up him a little bit but kind of fall back, I swat at him with the spear as I'm flying back to try to catch him unaware, perhaps in the throat area.
Very nice. I think that was 2. You have a 3rd action yet, I believe?
I'm going to try to just hit him again, I guess.
Nice.
He's looking bad, maybe, hopefully. He looks real good. I'm feeling real bad.
He was very shocked at what you did.
Right. So were my companions. A little. I was a little shocked too, but so that's the secondary type of the 17 to hit.
17 misses.
Okay.
It's right there. Amber, you are up next.
So, quick question: can I cast more than one spell in a turn if it takes? Okay.
Yes, you have 3
if I have enough
actions. You
actions
can
for it.
do as many spells as you want for those 3 actions.
And is pulling out a weapon an action?
We'll say no for this 2-shot. I don't remember exactly, but we'll say no.
Okay. Well, the first thing I would like to do is I would like to cast Spiritual Weapon right in front of me to fill up that nice little gap with something.
Sure.
So if I hit cast, I think it shows up in the general chat, so you can see what it does as well. All right. And you just see like a fiery little, almost like a mephit looking thing show up there. It's not alive, but it's mephity shaped.
True embodiment of
And-
fire. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. So it's going to, how about attack the one that is directly across?
Okay.
Yeah. And that is going to be way too for it. 2 die 8.
So you'll want to make a strike against it. That will be the only thing that other thing that you need to do. So you can actually hit. Yep, attack. Perfect. 14 will not hit, unfortunately.
Okay. Then I would like to shoot. I would like to one second. I would like to pull out my crossbow, and I would like to try to shoot at that same guy.
Sure.
Okay. So that will be... It says no ammo. Is that a thing?
Oh, sorry.
Go to your inventory, and you should have something that says either ammo or like crossbow bolts or quivers under consumables.
Yeah, I just
You'll
got
have
it.
to-
There. Oh, weird.
Yeah, you'll have to equip it.
All right, try now.
Oof.
Oh!
That's an 8. That is another miss as well. Another shot goes wide as maybe this one's still kind of hiding in the bushes, able to duck under and kind of dodge under your strikes. Let's see.
Yeah, you just hear it go, a little help. God.
That one as well. He will bypass you, Ember, seeing as there's this thing in its way, and follow its apparent leader's instructions and go after Tanil. So, a couple strikes coming at you once again, Tanil. 27 to hit for
Nope.
13 points of damage.
Ow.
And 12 to hit.
No.
Just one at a
Okay.
time. That would be its reactions. Scales, you are up next.
I move to there with my first action, and you see a set of membranes close over Scale's eyes as he opens his mouth wide and lets loose with a fiery breath. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So anyone in this line has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, let's see here. 25 for the first one. Ooh, a 9 for the second.
You need to beat a 19.
18. So two of them will take damage, full damage.
Yep. So the two that are taking full damage take 5 each, and the one that is taking half, the one that's saved. I'm assuming it does half damage to him, so that one would get 2.
We'll give you half.
Okay. and I cannot do that again for 2 rounds. And with that, I'm that's my turn because I moved, and the breath weapon is 2 actions.
Perfect.
And you see that the Scale's eyes are now basically this deep crimson red because of the protective membrane that went over his eyes from breathing his fire.
Okay. The boss in the background, the one with that mangled ear and the purple kind of reaching up to its face, will hop down the last of its or the last branch onto the ground, and will bark out, seeming some orders that the rest of them kind of perk up to for a moment, as each of them take a quick moment to kind of shift about in an instant as he charges forward himself, lifting up his great axe. Uh, 19 for Ember. It's
Yep, that hits Ember.
for 11 points of damage.
Well, actually, can I do my shield spell?
Ooh, yes, you can.
All right, I have a reaction of shield, so I would like to cast it, especially because it's a cantrip, so I should have been casting it all along.
Very nice. So it bumps your AC by a couple, from my understanding, or shield.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess it only
Plus 1
Just
to your AC.
+1. But yeah, so it doesn't really help me right now, but I mean, why not?
Okay. All right. So you will still end up taking that 11 points of damage.
Dang it. Okay.
Actually, I'm going to double check to make sure that I didn't do... Oh, it all works about the same. All right. It's all good. Players, please give me all a perception check.
$18. Ooh. Should have saved that for the
23. Always vigilant
28.
with my
Oof,
whispery
oof.
ears.
Wow. Yeah.
I think that was a nat 20.
Ow.
Yes, it was.
With that natural 20, and Ash, we'll kind of give you a bonus here on this, as the three of you can recognize and understand another creature yet back behind where this boss seemed to have left, as you can hear them kind of starting to cast a spell. And Ember, you know this as a command spell that seems to be targeted towards you. Please roll a will save, please. As this spellcaster seems to yell out to drop, or more so drop it, is what you can get from it. That will save, Ember.
Will say. I have will. Okay. 14.
That does fail, as
Do you still have your advantage?
you do still have your advantage if you wanted to use it.
That's a reroll?
It would be a reroll.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's reroll that. Come on. It's the same.
That is
I've
one of the
been
most
betrayed.
cocked dice ever, but it is the same as the. Even with your bonus, had been like a +5. Still, with that 19 is not enough, as your fingers seem to go numb as you drop your crossbow at your feet. You will take an action to kind of bend down and pick it up, and also as a note. For crossbows, you'll need to spend an action to reload, and then you can spend one action to fire. But that's all that spellcaster would do, as it kind of sits in the back for a moment. As this last Colo charges forward towards Scales. I know he's not here, but he's gonna... Well, yes, actually.
He's here. He's
Good.
just...
All
got
good.
little kidlets coming into his room.
So he's going to make a couple attacks. Pretty basic, but 21 to hit. You are muted at the moment. Okay, that does hit.
That does hit.
We'll swing the second one. 11 again. So you're only going to hit with once. But it seems like there is a greater herring near you with the amount of folk nearby, as you'll take 5 points of damage, an additional 3 as the others seem to kind of kick out a little bit at you and end up like scratching your shins with their own kind of feet, as they have pack tactics.
So how much damage total?
Total
5
of
plus 3?
8. Yes. Oh yeah, 5 plus 3.
Okay.
Your raging is half.
Yes, I believe so. Hang on, let me double check that.
Oh, so you just gain hit points equal to your Constitution modifier, your temporary hit points.
Okay. Which it's Constitution modifier plus my level, so 6 total.
Yep.
That means that I'm down 2 hit points normal.
Total of 2, correct.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
With that, the one in front of Ember is going to take a full set of strikes against you. And we'll just quick roll a bunch of dice. And I'm assuming a few of them are going to hit. First one, 27. Second one, 26. I believe both those hit.
This is what happens when you ask what happens if I die on stream, Ash. This is what happens.
For 18 points of damage.
You guys, I have 2 hit points left.
It's okay. The other 2 will be joining you quickly. As the one in front of Tanil will strike out at you. Same kind of flurry of actions. Ooh, I saw a natural 20 in there. 19 to hit.
19's the number.
19's the number. So 19 hits, 25 hits, and actually they will critically fail and critically miss on the third strike. I believe you had an action that would do that.
I will beat him if I survive the first 2 hits.
So 6 points of damage. And 16 points of damage.
I do not survive those 2 hits.
Okay. With that, you are down and bleeding out. And we'll get back to you when it comes to your turn. Which I think is now.
Fantastic. I was You know, I was very impatiently waiting to bleed.
When
I was thinking to myself, would you at least let me bleed properly? Like I got my dancing spear with all the proper fiery ribbons. I was swinging around with it, but you know the blood kind of goes into the orange ribbons and makes those red too. I appreciate that.
I'll say, let me know. I guess so. In this striking and attacks, you black out for a second, like you start falling and going unconscious as your knee kind of hits the ground and one hand is on the ground holding the spear as you can see again. And it's almost like you didn't get knocked out, as you have your entire action. You are actually healed to half health. But looking down at your arms, maybe it's the adrenaline, maybe it's the stress, that purple hand discoloration has started to extend and continue up your arm. But you do have your 3 actions.
All right. I yelled out in Draconic, the show must go on.
You said it as the go must show on.
I did, didn't I? Yes, the go must show on.
We've
All right,
got to.
well-
Oh, I can't do that. I'm raging.
All right, well, man, I think our best chance is for me just to start hitting things. And by hitting things, I mean rolling the dice, swinging the dancing spear around, and seeing what I can do. Even though disarming them would be cool, but I don't know. I'm just gonna start beating on things.
Sure.
It's time to, you know, I'm still kind of moving and grooving around as I'm swinging and trying to be, you know, acrobatic and, you know, using my high bow training to a T. Thank you. But let's just hit this guy. $26 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. Regular?
Just a regular.
Regular hit. Six points of damage.
He is not looking good. He was overconfident in a moment, and seeing you kind of pop back up and strike, you still have your actions, but he is still standing.
Try to slice him on the face a little bit. So now some of his blood is mingling in with a little bit of my blood and the ribbons. I'm going to have to wash that, though. I'm going to have to wash that, guys. I don't like other people's blood in my ribbons.
Just your own.
We
It's mine.
understand.
It's mine. Fine. So, yeah, I'm going to hit him again because it feels like the right thing to do. How do you like those apples?
Yeah, natural 20 is definitely going to hit him with the critical.
Okay.
Nice. Do it.
See, now that I'm concentrating on my ribbon work and just the motion as I'm going through, a foot comes up here and a foot goes out there. Wow.
Aw.
Great roll. Great roll.
It is actually enough to drop him with that.
Good.
Excellent.
So in what strike did that happen? Did that occur?
So the first strike went like up the one side of the cheek, and as I'm like looking down at the ribbons and I'm like swinging the dancing spear around and I twist around and I go right up the other side of his face.
Okay.
And then because I reduced an enemy to 0 hit points, I'm going to use my You're Next feature. I'm going to look at his friend and I'm going to promise him that I'm coming after him next. And I want to say that I have the reach with this weapon.
I believe you do.
So I need to do a intimidation check with a +2 circumstance bonus. do it. I even have. I have intimidation. I remember there being a +2 somewhere here.
Yes, you get a +2.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember how to actually add that.
If you just roll, we'll add it in for you.
I'll just roll it. Yeah. Apparently, when I was threatening him, one of my ribbons kind of went in my mouth. It was kind of like. That's 2 bloods. Anyway.
Yep.
We will. That didn't work out so good. But I will reach out and try to poke him with my spear, which should go really well.
Mm-hmm.
Or worse, like my saving throws.
Oh, because it was 3 attacks. Yes. 17. That 17 does not hit. He is able
That's what I thought.
to dodge that last desperate attempt.
Or try.
Amber, it is your turn.
Just
Okay.
just an FYI, Ember. One of the things that took me a long time to learn in Pathfinder. Not everyone has reactions.
Yeah, so running away is an option. They may not have an attack to swipe at you, reaction to swipe at you.
So my spiritual weapon thing. So to maintain it, I have to use an action.
Correct.
Okay.
And you will get a strike with using that action. You get to attack with it.
Okay. All right. So I guess first thing I will use an action to use my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
On the guy south of me or lower. And let's see if I can find my spiritual weapon thing. Too many things expanded. There we go. Okay. That is a... I don't know, because it disappeared. 22.
Yep. And that's to the one directly below you? This one?
No,
Oh,
this
that
guy.
one. That one is a miss.
No. Okay. So I am going to run over here. And I'm going to heal myself at the same time.
Okay.
I'm going to cast heal. And on myself, which, gosh, 1d8 hit points. That's not very good, is it?
Hey, better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick.
All right.
And you're kind of in the back line now, so could be good.
Okay. So. Oh, that's it could be a lot worse. So now I have 9 hit points. And I might make it to the next round.
So we'll see. I think that was 3 actions. Yep.
Yep, that's all I can do.
Scales, the one colo next to you, is going to give you a full flurry of attacks.
Good luck.
Oh, freaking 18 is the highest.
Nope. 20 is my AC.
Nothing getting through you. Almost like it's not getting through your scales and your armor. Kind of depressing for me, at least. Scales, your rebuttal.
I'm targeting this guy.
Okay.
And we're making one strike with the greatsword. Shit. 11.
So gonna
misses.
die here.
Does not hit, right?
Correct. Misses.
Okay. I'm using sudden charge. I'm now here. And my second attack on the sergeant is 9 to hit.
That misses as well.
Okay, cool. That's all I can do.
Yeah. Conveniently reaching the sergeant, he will strike back.
Bring it.
Natural 20.
Damn.
Let's see, 16 and 16. So, only be the first strike. And minimal damage. 20 points of damage.
Okay. I'm still raging, and I'm still looking at him with the little bit of, charred saliva rolling down the side of my maw as I'm just. It's your turn next.
Oh yeah, actually it is. No, he attacked that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He'll look at you a little confused because he just struck at you. Oh, I get you. Oh, never mind. I remember. I get it.
It's a spell, right?
Behind you, you actually end up. Let's see if I can do this right. A small kind of staff made of bone and stone, kind of a ghostly echo of it, will be thrown and cast in your direction. Their scales. Let's see.
Miss.
Dang it. As the Colo here will kind of step forward just a little bit, but will stay a bit away from the rest of the action. As this Colo will give chase and give 2 strikes. .26, so 1 should hit you.
1 does hit. That 26 does.
11 points of damage. As we circle around, this one will have give chase after Amber, but catch up to Tanil first.
Boy, what happens if we all die before break?
Fun little exposition. That's a natural 1, which would count as a critical failure towards Tanil.
Yeah.
Kick his ass, Tanil.
I get to beat on him. So that's going to be the full attack bonus, right? On this, I assume.
Yes.
Feels right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, as he swats at me, off balanced and kind of silly as I move the blade out of my way, I look at him and I say, "My shark will cut through you like a blade cuts its prey." 23 to hit.
That does hit.
Fantastic. Ooh, take 8 points of damage.
And he does. I think that was...
Inner thigh. Blood dripping down.
Let's see. That was his first strike, so he did have 1 more. A 12 to hit you, which I believe misses. The The colo at your feet, Vamp, seems to stir as it rises up in front of you. Maybe this is what it looked like for what just happened to you, though no longer is the infection seeming upon only its arms, as it has continued on, much like that first person that you saw, as they come up kind of drooling, not a snarl, just drooling a bit before locking eyes with you, as the lips curl up and it makes a single strike in your direction. Did the dice not roll? Come on now. I said roll the dice. Another natural one. Sadly, I think your reaction has been used. Seeming he's lost a bit of focus and unable to strike soundly at you. Tanil, it is your turn once again.
So is he looking pretty bad?
Very bad.
He's looking bad. The other guy took a hit. All right. Well, I'm gonna hit him again. And in Draconic say some profound message. This will be the last time I kill you until maybe next time.
Okay.
And once again, twirling my dancing spear around and, see what we can do. That sucks.
11.
I missed.
That 11 misses.
I missed. Yeah, cool. I'll try again.
Nice.
These dice are very odd, man.
They giveth and they taketh.
My powerful attack, I will just throw the spear on the ground. But now that I'm off balance, let me put it through his face.
Okay.
Yes, as I totally miss, as I, took the brunt of the other guy coming at me, I just completely missed this guy that stood back up, and then I put the spear kind of into his facial area. Do a little damage. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that sucked too.
Shockingly, as happened previously,
Nice.
he once again kind of collapses and falls to the ground, though in that kind of moment you can see a decent amount of that purple kind of miasmic gas that had exploded in your first encounter with someone who had been this infected, as it kind of just seeps around to the ground around you, settling and kind of leaving the body.
And I say, don't make me kill you again. And as I drop him, I'm gonna do my you're next again on this guy next to me, trying to demoralize him with my fancy footwork and spear work, as now I'm getting blood and possibly a little purple on my ribbons. I'm throwing those away. I thank goodness I've got a bag of those. So here's our intimidation check. It should be +2.
Succeeds just as fine as ever.
All right.
I think you have one more action.
Yes, he's demoralized. I don't have any idea what that means. I can click on it and it'll tell me.
Sorry, the Colo succeeded.
Oh, he succeeded.
Yes,
Well, never mind.
he
then.
did.
I'm going to try to hit him. I'm not going to, but I'm going to try. Yeah, why not?
Nope.
Nope, not this time.
Ember, it is your turn.
All right. I got a couple things I can possibly do. Where would I need to stand to be for a 15-foot cone to get the maximum amount of people in it?
15-foot cone, you say?
Yeah. I was thinking, well, how wide is a 15-foot cone? Like that?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So if we can kind of drag it around and move it around a bit.
If you stood right next to this guy,
Yeah.
you could get him, and
Yeah.
you could get
Okay.
3 of them. You could get this one, and this one.
Okay. You see
Because-
Ember goes, "Oh, I don't feel so good." She lurches forward and then just vomits fire forward in a 15-foot cone. It is a basic reflex save. And if they fail it, let me know.
Yeah, it's weird. The cone graph is off from the full graph. It should hit all 3.
Yeah, it'll hit all 3. It's fine.
Okay.
So 13, 17, and 18.
Okay, 18 is the save that they had to do.
Okay.
But so everybody else will take 2d6 fire damage. How?
Jesus.
How?
Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
I am shocked at the dice.
Did you do something to the VTT, Tyler?
Yes.
What is this?
Every time.
God damn it.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, they take two damage, I guess.
You still have your spiritual weapon?
Um,
Remember that?
Yeah, except for the breathing fire is 2 actions and the lurching
Oh,
forward is
no.
1 action.
Yep.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was supposed to be a mighty flow of fiery vomit ended up being a couple of sparks and a lot of smoke damage.
The
One
build up.
build
Yeah.
Yeah, a little fiery belch.
So you try to breathe and kind of get caught in your throat for a second.
Dang it.
Yes, it's the curse of one-shot characters. You think it's going to be so cool, and then it just
Yeah.
the dice tell a different story. A couple more strikes towards Scales. As Scales seems to be the
Yours.
troublesome. 29 to hit.
29 does hit.
This is standard.
Yep. Because my AC is 20.
7 points of damage. And Scales, it is your turn, and you are surrounded.
Oh, you've walked right into my trap. Attacking this one. 19 to hit.
Misses.
Attacking the one to the north of me. You know what? I'm re-rolling that. Take my hero point away. I don't care. Jesus, really?
Cursed.
12. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to this guy behind me and try to hit him. 7 to hit. Yeah, of course I missed. All right, that's all I can do.
You'll get another 3 strikes from the Polo Sergeant. Uh, 26 should hit.
Yep.
Critical will miss, and a 12 will miss. 10 points of damage.
I'm looking real rough. I'm looking as rough as you've probably ever seen me, guys.
And kind of at that, the shaman, kind of in the background, has kind of continued on an arc, stepping about before yelling out in a language none of you can understand.
Okay, what does it
I
do?
don't know the word on. I've got to read it. As the entire area around you shunts into darkness.
Well, isn't that special? Yeah, it's a 20-foot circle.
In this moment of panic, of the lights going out, you hear a bit of scrambling and scrabbling around you, Scales. And as you turn to kind of defend yourself, no strike comes.
Nope, no escape. Wherever they're going, I'm following.
Okay. What does no escape do?
An enemy within reach attempts to move away from you. You keep pace with the retreating foe, striding up to your speed, following the enemy, keeping it in reach throughout its movement until it stops moving or you've moved your full speed. I can use it to burrow, climb, fly, or swim instead of stride.
Okay.
So who moved?
Yep. It is this guy here. As they kind of pull back and away, as
Dang it.
just hearing the sound of that running footsteps and fighting, pushing through that brush, you're able to kind of give chase as you appear out the other side. And seeming for an instant, he kind of glances, expecting more of his own pack, but instead seeing you, he kind of stutters for a moment, but will give a single strike towards you in response then.
In Draconic, I just say, there's nowhere to run.
Seeming not understanding, will strike. 22 hits for 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Tanil. Last you saw, there was one in front of you, and Ember had stepped up to kind of your to your side.
So, how does attacking in darkness work in Pathfinder 2?
You know, I should have been more ready for that.
Because my whisper elf ears can hear movement of people a little better than the normal person can.
I'd say roll your attack, and we'll change the difficulty purportedly. Admittedly, it'll be a lot less of an impact due to your keener hearing.
Yes. I'm listening for the screams of my enemies. That's my goal at least. So here comes an attack.
18, even with your hearing, it is still just unable to find purchase.
Yeah. We'll try one more attack. 'Cause I don't actually know how far the darkness goes.
Correct.
That's bad. That's bad.
It's another miss.
Yeah, that's bad. And is drinking a potion an action?
Yes, just an action.
So can I drink one of my healing potions?
Sure.
Cool. Let's see. Is it in my inventory?
Should be.
It should be. Yep. You got
Healing potion. Use. Man, that sucked.
Ember, it is your turn.
I actually got a lot of it on my on me as I'm trying to drink in the dark. It's yeah.
All right. So everything's dark and I don't know what is going on and I can't see anybody. I am just gonna reach out to where I saw Tennille 2 seconds ago and hopefully make purchase with him. I will cast heal on him for one action, and then I will cast heal on myself for another action.
Sure.
Okay. And hold on a second. Let me find my spells. All right. Oh, and that's all my spells. For that level. Actually, can you cast up at all
Yes.
in this game?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right.
I also have 2 healing potions.
Yeah, but it's good to use that. Okay, so let's see. Use 1d8. Okay, so first, for Chad. Get 5 points of healing. And then for me, woo, 8 points of healing for me.
Very nice. And I think you've got one more action.
Yes. I would like to stumble backwards.
Yep. Quick, barely any movement, and you'll find that you have been right on the edge of this ball, kind of half dome globe of darkness.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Freedom. That's it for me.
That's good. There will be, again, some more scrambling and movement, and Tennille in front of you is a lot more than you would have expected for one creature in front of you. Though nothing seems to strike back at you as you're kind of waiting to hear any swipes coming towards you. Though the scales will have another pair that seems shocked to see you being there before they kind of continue on running off the distance.
Can I just have said one thing as I fall into the light?
Sure.
Oh, hey, I can see.
Appropriate.
Right.
Yeah. Scales, it is your turn. This second one that has appeared just out of the darkness just now is actually dragging along the body of the dead Kolo.
Not long. 23 to hit that one that's dragging the dead one.
That hits.
Not a critical, though?
Nope.
Cool. 12 points of damage.
Oof.
Is it still up?
Still up.
What the fudge nuggets? All right, well, that's gonna miss.
6 misses.
19. It was a nat 20.
That'll be a critical.
$18 points damage.
Why is it always
It's
roll the
always a
same
1.
number?
Why is it
Why
always
is
a
it
1?
always rolling the same number? I don't think something's not right.
But shockingly, it goes down. In that of being hunched over is in the perfect position for you to wail on him.
And as I dispatch his friend, I actually look at this one and say, "Run."
How? I guess with the natural 20, how did you defeat the one that was holding his buddy?
I bisected him. You know the scene of Obi-Wan in Phantom Menace. I know Phantom Menace, where he cuts Darth Maul in half, and the two parts just kind of fall apart. That's what actually happened here, and his body, since my flambourge, when I'm using it in rage, has this flame that engulfs it. His body has been cauterized, so it went whoosh, thunk, and just fell with a kind of squidgy sound to the floor.
Yep. Again, as it kind of separates and falls, it at first kind of, so as it happened a couple nights prior, you make this showy finish, and
with fire damage.
You had fire damage last time too as well.
Yeah.
It starts to seep out the gas once again, and you kind of turn to guard yourself from the miasmic explosion once again, but none comes. How many actions was that? Was that 3? I think that was 3.
Yes, that was my third action. Yep.
Coming out of the darkness once again, another foe you are quite familiar with as the Colo Sergeant appears before seeing you just down another one. Will strike out at you. 19 to hit?
Nope. 20 is my AC. Run.
He will give one more strike to you. 14. As out of the darkness comes that caster kind of running past, turning back to you and looking your way, but not having any opportunity to cast any spells.
Wait. How are they moving so fast?
Taking a lot of actions just to run.
Okay.
Let's see.
And that Colo Hunter that's right in front of me, that's seen me now run out of magical darkness while he was trying to run for me, and down his buddy, and his sergeant can't touch me. What's he doing?
His chance for glory. 23 to hit.
That does hit.
11 points of damage.
Damn. I have 1 hit point left. Don't hit. All good. Don't hit.
18.
Nope, I'm 20 AC. Nice!
Still standing with 1. Tanil, in the darkness?
Well, I heard Ember say that it was light, which is very exciting. It is my favorite way to be in the day, in the light. So I'm gonna. Oh, is the darkness gone?
It is
Nope,
still
not
there.
yet.
Okay, so I will move the 10 feet this way, which puts me in the light.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will circle the darkness because I have 30 more feet of movement. I have a 40 movement, which
Oh wow,
puts me. I think I was mathing it somewhere around there,
that's pretty good.
going
Yep.
around. And then, of course, if I see them kind of on the edge of the darkness from where the circle, where I remember it being, I would continue
You should
that
be
way.
there. Yeah,
Okay.
you should be there.
Right.
That because you came out right here, right?
Yeah, right
5,
there.
10, 15, 20,
Yeah.
25.
Okay. Well,
Damn it.
Sure.
wherever.
Either way.
I can still see what's going on over there, so I'll use my second action to continue moving around to here,
All right.
which now I'm flanking that guy.
You would be.
Yes, you are.
Well, now I wanna hit him with a spear
Okay.
as I'm like sort of skipping over with my spear, very excited to maybe put it through him and wave to my friend with the spear through him if I can hit him right.
I hope you can.
At least that's what I want to do.
Good luck.
You know, I always have high confidence in myself. So, what is it? Plus like 2 to hit when you're
Yeah,
flanking?
essentially, it takes 2 from their armor class. Correct.
Yeah, I'll let you do. I'll
Correct.
let you do that.
Oh, 28 to hit.
I'll say 26. The target was 16 with the flanking, so that is a critical again.
Aha!
Nice. Take him out.
Let's see if we
man.
roll that
Take him out.
Level 1 again. Well, okay.
Hey, it's a 2. We'll take a 2.
Why is it always pairs? Why are the dice always the same? Something's weird.
Because you roll 2d, because you're just doubling the damage.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. That makes more sense now.
It does not down him, and it wasn't as spectacular as you hoping, but he was very shocked and surprised that you attacked him from behind.
Most people are very shocked when Tanil surprises them with his dancing moves and Michael Jackson leg kick.
Ember, it is your turn.
I would also like to follow the darkness around as far as I can.
Okay.
I am not quite sure. Sorry.
You're good.
So you're going to have to go like this. That's about 25 feet to there. Call it 30 feet to right there. Or there.
I'm trying to grab my token. Oh, there we go. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 25, 30?
Making the run straight through?
Well, I mean, I'm going around the darkness. I'm following the edge of the darkness around. I don't
Sure.
know where that would
So you'd probably be back a little ways. If you
about
want to
there.
make a second, you need another action in order to get close enough to anything else, or if there's anything ranged you want to do.
Okay. Let me just check this out. So how far? I am 45 feet from that guy. That's 30 feet. Sure. Ember is going to let's see. How about she's gonna cast ignition as she launches out, or actually she snaps her fingers and points at a target. So this dude, over here. I think, hold on a second. Oh, is that how you do it? No. I don't know how to use your computer, but or sorry, your TTRPG tabletop.
Yeah,
but
we're not
right-
able to target.
Yeah, I was like click or something.
If you hold
No.
it, it'll ping. Hold
Okay.
a point. But yeah,
It
going
just
for
says
that one.
My name. But okay. So that guy begins to smolder. So I get to attack roll against AC. And it doesn't say anything else.
Yeah, just make an attack roll.
Okay.
And maybe snap your fingers 3 times in a Z formation.
Okay.
You remember what that's for?
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
If that doesn't work,
It does fail.
It does fail.
Doesn't she get a bonuses on that?
It would still
Because
essentially fail. Only rolling a 7 makes it very difficult.
okay,
So that's it. Just running over there and trying to attack him. I'm not good at that.
Yeah, she's looking at like a
Okay.
+6 to get there. So
oh,
okay. The smoldering kind of panics him for a moment, but still able, or it does not ignite him on fire, though he seems quite flammable for later.
A girl can dream.
Well, the good news is it seems like they're being pulled back in, so they'll have more actions and more opportunities for something. So going against Tanil. 17 and a 15. You're good. Scales.
Who's there?
I am gonna quaff a healing potion.
All right.
Use. Fuck the hell out of this.
Who also spilled a lot of it on you.
Apparently, in the rage, I'm just.
Excitement.
That's the question. Can I do this? It's been 2 rounds. Yeah, screw it. Cobalt breath.
Okay.
This one and this one are getting hit.
Sure.
They have to make a DC of 19 or take 3 points of fire damage. If they succeed, they take 1. Nope. No, that one's saved.
All right. How much?
And that's all I can do.
Right. Okay. Cold breath is a lot.
Yeah, it takes 2 actions.
As you're expelling your flame,
Fuck, 2 more rounds.
the Cole Sergeant, the one that you did not attack, will swing at you for your in your back. 26 to hit
Of course. I'm
for
down.
10 damage. As the Colo seems to kind of snarl and growl and start stomping away, kind of calling back to the 2 that are still standing. The shaman seems to kind of be sitting there and waiting with another spell prepared, but does not cast it as the sergeant comes walking towards him. As this one, the one that has been harried between the 2 of you, will turn to give a strike towards Tanil. A 16 to hit.
No, sir.
Try going once more. 14 misses, and this one as well will begin running away. Tanil, it is your turn.
So I noticed Scales is on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad. There's two more around us.
Only one more. Only that one.
Oh, only that one?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That one's dead.
Well, that makes me want to hit him. I'm going to hit him.
Okay.
I need to hit.
20 hits.
Oh,
Mm.
come on.
The damage.
God.
The damage is awful.
I'll try to hit him again.
Okay.
That was just a mere swipe to his left arm. Not nearly enough to down him. Oh, that's garbage. I'm saddened that my friend has fallen, so I'll use my last action to move towards him.
Okay. Amber.
Are you just flailing your arms around?
Yes.
I'm going to move my arms like this. And if you get in the way.
I'm gonna come at him like this with the knife.
Amber, your turn.
All right. Ember is going to. Oh God. There's a lot of stuff that popped up. All right, I can't get my token to highlight.
Okay,
Oh, there we
so
go.
Look,
Yep. All right, I got it. 10. 15. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna zigzag serpentine around the trees, and come up on the other side, and I'm going to administer a potion to my downed friend.
Okay.
Okay. And I think that's just what is it, like one die?
Yeah, it'd be the 1d8.
Okay, 1d8.
thank you.
Yeah, drink that.
For 6, and as you look down and kind of lift him up to relatively violently shove the healing potion into Scales' mouth, as he kind of starts to come to for a moment, he kind of waves you off a little bit, as you can see at his fingertips have begin to change color to that purple. So I think that's 2 actions.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Spam.
Oh gosh, what else can I do with what I got? I have 1 action. Oh man. Yeah. And I've dropped my crossbow somewhere.
Correct.
I don't really have anything that costs. Well, wait, hold on. I do have blazing bolts, but I don't have a clear shot really at anybody. There's a tree in between me and this one dude if they're still alive, and then everybody else is in between my party. So that would be a
one's
bad
dead.
idea.
Yeah. It might.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to use your entire action if you don't want.
I will hide
in that
use
you
this,
can kind of
this tree as some cover.
step back a little bit and kind of disappear into the darkness. Essentially, you know, light's right there, but at least you're safe in the darkness.
Well, I mean, I think that there's a tree right here, so I would like to put the tree between me and live enemies.
You can do both at the same time because it is kind of half encased in darkness. Sure.
Okay.
This Colo still standing near Tanil will kind of give a bit of a huff at you all before turning back, and as it turns around, once again, the entire area is encased in darkness. With that, as if you decide to kind of get up and give chase, you'd run to the other side to see the Colo off in a distance, heading kind of in an easterly direction. Trying to give chase without a crossbow in hand, with them just trying to run, is going to be difficult to say the least. Unless there is some action that you would like to take, some Hail Mary. But understanding in this moment that you at least lived through it, for better or worse. With that, everyone, it is 9 o'clock already. That went a little bit long, but I didn't want to stop because we were kind of on the edge there for a minute. We're going to take a quick little break, run to the bathroom, and refill drinks. Actually, Vicious 1 VP just dropped 100 bits for everybody, so everybody's going to get another hero point that you have for the rest of the night, and maybe, depending on how everything goes, kind of for the future. So make sure you keep that tied with you, but thank you so much, Vicious 1 VP. We'll be back in just a little bit, everybody. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back. Thank you for hanging with us as we took a quick little break. The party has just fended off a pack of Colo that seemed to have harried them as they were getting closer to the town of Four Winds. As I said, kind of entering out the other side of this darkness that had seemed to have settled over you all. The Colo seem to be running further to the east, though stopping, though kind of pausing to look back on occasion, but not seeing you all give chase. Will continue on before they're kind of lost in the woods and the brush.
That's right. Run.
As at that point,
do that before.
Kind of both the balls of darkness seem to dissipate, and you are left with one bisected and one kind of relatively not too terribly destroyed second Colo body that is there in front of you. Players, what would you like to do?
Search the bodies.
I'm gonna have to buy more
Terrible.
makeup.
How's everyone doing?
I can walk, but not much more than that.
And I heard looting the bodies, and then Vamp, sorry, I missed what you had said.
Applying more makeup. I'm gonna go through a lot of my makeup reserves because of this.
Yep. So you'll be spending a bit of time to cover yourself as best you can. Scales that discoloration in the fingertips has seemed to pass on to you during this instant of combat and being down, whether it's the adrenaline or what. You do feel that you are infected as well.
You might be the only one to make it out of this, Ember.
Man.
If you are, I need a
Dang.
favor from you. Go
Well,
to the old man and spit on his boots.
I was gonna do that anyway.
Good.
On the bodies, small smattering of copper and silver, a number of, seems like trinkets or keepsakes from other travelers upon the road, some probably grisly and some not, that you could also find on these two.
Any mushrooms?
No.
Well, I mean, they have much more purple all over them, right?
The one that seemed to be in that same extended state of like kind of covering, starting to come up his neck, though that was a recent development. The other one seemed to kind of stay just at covering his arms, about the state that Tanil is in at this moment.
Weird, because like the last one that we saw that was like almost fully covered was pretty much mindless, whereas this one, they seem to actually still have, they seem to still have a sense about them. They were tactical. They were doing things that weren't just walking away. They gave commands. It's odd. Maybe it affects.
The last one, when he got up, seemed more mindless and tried to bite me. When the color seemed to take over him more.
Maybe, I know not. Maybe this affects different beings differently, like you. As an elf, it spread fairly rapidly, and for me, I've only had my fingers appear, and well, thankfully, Ember hasn't had anything happen to them yet. So, we'll see. Out of character, Ashley.
Sorry, go ahead, Ash.
Just really lucky, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you are. Ashley, does Ember have? Is Ember trained in medicine?
If you're looking to kind of do healing, essentially, she's trained in nature and has a little more like home remedies and such that she is able to do her treat wounds. So if you take 10 minutes, you could try to patch up the squad, or you can all kind of decide to head towards town, or there is a free point of healing instead of having like D&D takes a short rest. Essentially, you take some time, treat everybody's wounds, and it's a slow process, though.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, realistically, the question is, are we going to get another... Do we all think we're going to get a long rest to recover everything and regain some hit points naturally and get, like, Ember, your spell slots back? Because right now, if you did, like, that 30-foot emanation, you could do healing for all three of us. But it really depends. Do you have spell slots available to do that? And do we think that we're going to run into anything else on the way to Four Corners?
Well, yeah, I mean, Ember can cast a level up on the spell and do the 30-foot emanating one to give us all an extra 1d8. But whatever that is, you know, it could be a 1.
Well, definitely, but it also could be an 8. So I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, okay.
And and certainly, so you said if we did the healing or the medicine check, we would only get 1 hit point.
No, it is 2d8. But you have to succeed on a DC 15 check.
Yeah, so whatever your nature is, you have to roll.
Yep. And you do have a reroll now. Actually, I should add that to the list. Yeah.
Sure, let's try that.
All right. So,
because I'm going to be taking time to put makeup all over me anyway.
yes, you do have a bit of time.
Right.
Yeah. So Ember pulls a bunch of herbs out of her bag, and she's like, "Okay, so how about this one?" And she just starts rubbing it on you.
Please,
and then she's
please
like,
roll a 1.
Or this one. And she takes out a different one, rubs that one.
No, don't roll a 1.
It fit perfectly with what she's doing.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So for
23.
1 person, now if you roll a 2d8, please, for me. And who would you have liked to have done first? Who gets the first set of herbs?
All right. How about
I've got 6 of 56 hit points.
yeah, Scales.
Scales first, okay.
He's since Tennille was applying makeup. I'll hit Scales first. So you said 2d6?
2d8.
2d8. Okay.
Seven, not bad.
Yay.
For your second set of herbs, now after again 10 minutes to kind of patch up, it takes a little while.
Do I get any kind of advantage because I saw that worked on the first one?
No.
All right.
Ooh.
14.
14's gonna fail. The second set of herbs are just not having that same effect. It could be the makeup that's kind of running into the wounds instead, but something's throwing it off. It can't be your fault, Ember.
Yeah, it can't be my fault.
Unfortunately, no healing for Tennille, and the downside in Pathfinder of failing that healing, you cannot attempt any more healing for an hour like this same kind of step. Magical healing still works fine. The same kind of healing can't be done on him. You could go back and try to heal Scales. You can work, treat yourself, but just not on Tennille.
Just keep waiting, because maybe it'll kick in. Eventually, just keep waiting. Nothing happens.
Any other healing that you want to do?
Yourself, right?
I suppose I can try. I take some more stuff out. I start eating it.
Eating it's not the way to go. Not the way to go.
Wow.
I quietly vomit in a bush.
And yet I still hear it with my powerful elven ear.
Yeah, probably a little happy that she didn't force feed you the herbs. Okay. Did you want to go back to Scales and try treating him again, or?
Hey, give me one more. Let's rub some sage or something and burn it near me and make me inhale the smoke or something. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's just the dragon constitution
same thing that made me vomit, and I rub it on you like I did before. And 23.
That'll be another 2d8.
All right. Maybe this only works on Scaly, guys.
It might be my Dracokin. Nice.
13 points
Huge.
of healing
Very nice.
for
Very
that
nice.
one.
I'm about half healed now. I have about half my hit points now. The guy that is not bisected, I'm going to lift him up and throw him over my shoulder.
Okay.
And we're going to take that one with to town in case there's anyone that has higher healing abilities that might be able to do something with the body to hopefully figure out what the hell's going on and get this the hell out of us.
Okay. Anil. Applying the makeup. What kind of skill do you think that would kind of be to attempt to hide this infection? And also, as of now, remember, scales as well as fingertips have discolored.
Well, it would probably be somewhere between performance and deception, is my guess. I mean, I don't think it's stealth so much, but...
Good point. I'd say feel free to roll either one.
Okay. We'll go with performance. They're both the same, but we'll go with performance because it feels good.
There you go.
The flavor, yep.
Yep.
And...
Nice.
25. Practiced.
I have experience,
Mhm.
okay?
Very nice.
I perform a lot, not necessarily to audiences, right? But whatever. Don't always need an audience to perform. The trees don't neither clap nor boo, so don't worry about it.
'Tis what someone said when they talked of you, something like that.
Right.
Okay. With that, the three of you continuing into town, I assume.
Yes.
Again, as you had last seen and when you had paused, the tent city of the town of Four Winds, the city of more names than you kind of care to keep track of, essentially, is a tent city that is kind of ever changing. There's a number of tents that are a little bit longer lasting, always seem to be in place, and those kind of seem to be the four taverns, each set on somewhere within each of the four corners, northeast, southeast coordinates, kind of. And the rest of the town seems to kind of ebb and flow each day as shops claim this space this day and that space the next. Sometimes weeks, or 10 days, sometimes they might be able to hold on to a spot for a month, but they always seem to shift and move about. As you get into town, it is more empty than you would expect. A number of the shops seem to have been pulled or maybe even just drawn shut and not being open for business. It is only the middle of the afternoon, and you can see kind of out in the pastures on the edge of town clusters of tents kind of set up away from the main city, that they seem to kind of be huddled up together. You see a few people in some of those areas, but on the main thoroughfare, as you kind of reach that outer section, will see a pair of guards up ahead that kind of seem to be looking both at you all coming towards you, but also keeping an eye both into town, out towards those little groupings of tents on the edge of what would be the city normally, or even beyond it, as you continue to approach carrying this Ed Colo over Scales' shoulders.
Vanilla is very glad he is not a ranger or any kind of nature person to think about checking the tracks of the last guys we killed to see maybe where they came from, but see, he's glad he's not any kind of nature person to think about that after battle.
One of the guards kind of continue. They both kind of turn towards you, and you have a kind of half elven or an elven-esque descent male guard, and then you have a looks to almost be like a gnomish guard kind of standing around or standing behind him as the elven guard steps forward. Halt at this moment. Might I ask your business? We're muted still, Ash. For some reason, it's not picking up. There it is.
I don't know why it does this. We're in town. We were asked to come here, to check out your problem with the purple, mushroom thing.
Captain Surefoot is who we're looking for.
Yeah, that guy.
The captain she'll be in town. Head into the crossroads and enter into the southeast. When you see the large red tent, step off once to the side. Take the large brown tent next to it. That's where you can find Captain Surefoot. And kind of glance at Scales carrying the Colo. Is the Colo, are you carrying him feet first or head first? Kind of head in front of you or?
Head in front of me.
Head in front. And what might be the business with this one? It kind of points towards Scales and the Colo.
It's dead.
And it's not the most proper thing to be carrying into town.
Well, it looks like it had the infection when it was alive, but it's dead now and it hasn't been leaking anything, so we thought maybe someone that has some knowledge of whatever the hell is going on might be able to look at this and figure something out.
Sorry, just trying to find a dice to roll. Here it is. The gnome guard kind of standing there will tug on the other guard's kind of tunic and gear and point towards Scales and in a low whisper. You'll hear, Loy, his fingers. As they look towards Scales and can see that discoloration starting on your fingertips. Do make sure you check in with Captain Surefoot. Let her know that what you brought and what you're here for, and see if we can put you to use.
Also, last I was in town, there was a gentleman that was selling herbs and other things. I cannot place his name right now. But he had a supply of Mountain's Foot at one point. Is he still in the town?
I do think I know who you're talking about. Scaled one?
Yes.
That'd be Vicious, if I remember the name right. Haven't seen him out recently, but expect he's around somewhere, if you can find him.
Thank you.
With that, they'll kind of step off to the side and keeping a close watch, though as you kind of walk past, they'll kind of quickly close behind you to just stare and watch you as you head south rather than keep an eye out anywhere else.
Yeah, beelining it right towards the tent.
As you kind of get it closer into town further, you do see off to your left side a blue kind of tent with a bit of a lion embroidered onto each of the sides. On your right side, you see a black tent with kind of a white fish kind of embroidered onto that side. Heading in further, you catch, again, these high points in town as you reach the four corners. And off to your right, a green tent with a goat embroidered in. And the right there, you see that large red tent with a boar head kind of stitched into the sides of it. And of all the area around that seems to be very quiet and not very busy, that corner between kind of that red and that brownish tent, there seems to be the most amount of activity at this moment. Kind of starting to weave through some of the tents, finding a larger street here, cutting into a smaller street to larger street. You kind of switch back your way a few times, heading closer to the tent as you hear a loud voice kind of start calling out to a few folk, and every time there's a bit of calling, there seems to be a flurry of activity as you hear, "We said check to the northwest. They've been spotted that way. I want every tent checked. Make sure there's no one hiding about." And then a bit of activity kind of running past you as a kind of trio of guards head off in one direction. Now you three, gotta switch out the guards on the east road and kind of send them off. And as there's kind of people kind of running back and forth, knowing more this area, they seem to be able to pass you on side streets. As eventually you get to the center of this activity. And there is standing one, let's see. Gotta had it all in here and I forgot.
Sure. Captain Surefoot?
You kind of call out and you get a few folk kind of turn, and there standing on a table is a halfling woman who seems to be like energetically pointing to kind of the map of town over here and directing as she turns about. "Ah, who's this now?" Muted. It's a weird sound again for Ash. Sorry.
I don't know why it's not picking up.
It's okay. Might have to just be a little closer for a little while. It's very weird.
Scales reporting from the fangs.
Kind of looks about and looks up for a minute. That was like I said, about here on time. You beating which fang are you from?
Oh Jesus, the
Gleaming fangs?
The canine fang?
The Eastern Fang is where you're from.
The Eastern Fang. Last we were deployed by the decayed marshes.
Yeah. I don't need your backstory. Very well. Are you up to date on the situation at hand? We could probably use a few. And that's showing.
I think we are.
Showing that she stops mid-sentence before narrowing her eyes and stepping along the table, kind of getting up close and personal. "And how long has this been?" She kind of sound around is kind of stopped.
I throw the knoll down on the ground. Since we defeated that one and several of his band.
She'll kind of get down from the table and have one small foot that she kind of presses up against the face of the Colo and turning it to its side. As you can see, its left ear as well, not nearly as damaged and mangled as the large one, but is still kind of cut up and scarred a bit. I can guess where this came from. She kind of gives a bit of she spits on it. All right. And then you saw this Gadfang creature.
Yes. It was infected as well. At least it looked like it to me. Amber, what did you think?
But them were kind of mangy and purpley, and they looked real gross.
Well, that last bit's always been there, but yeah, the purple though, the strange infection, that's a bit new. That's all we have to deal with you three then. Just, you're not going to go running off and doing any disappearing on me. She kind of stares at Scales.
There's one other thing. Who has the list?
Sure. Amber will pull it out of her bag.
It looks like a grocery list. It looks like we found this on another body. Written in common, it looks maybe to be a list of things to try, a list of things that they wanted to procure. If you know where Vicious is, he might be able to get some of these mushrooms that are less common. He deals in things to that effect, and just... I'm worried about myself and anyone else that might contract this horrible thing.
She kind of softens up a little bit before snapping to and pulling one of the guards kind of off to the side and go find me Vicious, bring him in. We'll have some questions for him.
I'm gonna take the flamboyage off my back, it's still in the sheath, and lay it on the table, as well as my bow, and say, look, I don't know what's gonna happen to me, but I know what I can do when I'm cornered. Don't think I should have these for right now.
She looks at him and looks you up and down. Well, we'll hold them for now, though maybe we'll hear a little bit when Vicious gets here. And
thank you.
With that, she'll kind of turn about. Just stand off to the side, but stay here. Shouldn't be but too long.
Do you have somewhere where I could sit?
She kind of points at the dirt around in the corner.
So I just sit down, and after a couple seconds I lie down and close my eyes and just...
And it's a good maybe 5-8 minutes that there's again that continued flurry of activity of sending folk out, to a number of reports coming in of possible sightings here or there. The number of the outer camps seem to have, from what you gather, seem to maybe be a little safer, or they've been vetted from each other. Whether or not it's actually safe out there is still a point of contention you get from the guards. Before the entryway is darkened, but it pauses a bit longer as a large green scale Dracokin kind of steps in seeming a simple kind of breeches and tunic, a small apron kind of that he's kind of wearing. I heard you might be looking for me there, ma'am. As this green Dracokin, a large frill kind of center set, is kind of almost relaxed back a little bit as he's slightly hunched over and kind of holding his hands, awaiting, definitely understanding that Captain Surefoot is the one in charge of the room.
I sit up, and my frill just completely stands on edge. And I look at him and I say, "You know why you're here."
He'll look over and respond. I was told you needed me. That's as far as much as I've been aware. Seeing the handout, will kind of look and glance between Captain Surefoot and Scales before she steps forward. We've got a bit of information. Seems you might be aware of what's going on, as she holds out that grocery list, or that list, to him as he kind of takes it and glances it over. Right, I mean, I wrote this, ma'am, but this doesn't have anything to do with what's going on.
May I intimidate?
The person who wrote this is dead now.
Well, the
No,
person
he
that
wrote-
Had this is dead now.
He wrote this, and if he doesn't say what this is for, I will make certain that he suffers a worse fate than I do.
The folk around seem to bristle at Scales's larger voice and seem to step in closer to you as Vicious kind of steps around to the side a bit to give more space. No. I just wrote it. These were supplies being brought to me by Cyrenthe. She's a courier runner for me.
The eyes, the membranes that protect me from my own flame close. I don't think that you are telling the entire truth. Why did you need these supplies? You've always looked out for yourself first and others later. It's like all of you green scales do.
Can I slide in next to him and kind of get a little close with my spear, holding on to it, leaning into him, make a little intimidation myself?
Sure.
Ember,
No.
Ember nervously begins to smoke. No, not like that. Like, just smoke starts to come off of her fur in a very odd way.
What will these things create?
The green dragonborn Vicious will start to kind of step forward and bristle up. That frill kind of relaxed a bit, kind of start standing up straight as this shopkeep persona seems to fall away for a moment at the insults being sent his way. No, listen here. And the kind of that's bristling up, and then the threat coming from Tanil will kind of step back, and as he turns towards Captain Surefoot, no, that was a simple restock. I was bought out 10 days ago, 10 days ago. They were coming back from Last Glen. They made their delivery, and that's the last I saw of them. Nothing
Bullshit.
to do with this. Give me...
You don't stock health potions.
No, that's what you think. That's where the money is. If you want, you guys can roll a perception or...
Society, perception.
More society. Society or perception. I'll say either one, actually.
I'm just completely like almost raging right now. So I'm not even gonna roll.
22 society.
Oh, I'll throw a roll. 19.
Ash with that 11, it might be your own kind of smokiness kind of popping up, or maybe just the crowd around. It's hard to tell. Tanil, even scales, it seems like he's being forthright and honest, though he is attempting to... He understands that there's information wanted from him, though he is greatly taking offense to what is occurring. No. That'll be enough, you two. As Captain Surefoot steps in between you, and again, this small halfling, about half your height, either it is her commanding of the room that kind of seems to definitely settle down Vicious, maybe a bit of Scales yourself. Otherwise, it is the rest of the guards that each all kind of seem to take that half step in as well.
The membranes slide back, and I bow my head. Yes, Commander.
There will be some
As you will.
information to be gleaned from this. You three. She kind of takes a bit of a breath and a pause. Thank you for bringing this in, though. Seems like the road may have made you all a bit tired. Why don't the three of you, we'll find you a place to set you up. She kind of waves off to one of the guards. Take some time to take a breather. We'll see you in the morning.
Thank you, Captain.
And she kind of turns to Vicious. You... Cyrenthe, have a seat.
The frills are kind of back a little bit, but they just shake for a moment and then settle back into the to what my compatriots are used to seeing. The only time you've seen me that agitated has been in combat. So I'm going to keep my head kind of bowed a bit and allow myself to be led out by the guard, find a place to sleep.
Yeah, they'll kind of take you over to that red tent area, and off to the side there's a number of very similar looking tents that are kind of attached right to the larger tent that seems to have like almost a few wood walls kind of set up. It's like, well, I'll go in. We'll get here this one cleared out for you. The three of you can have this tent for the night. Best try not to get in any trouble this evening. We'll bring you some food. And he kind of glances to the three of you. Maybe a little to drink, though. Best just stay here until we need you in the morning.
At this point, only water for me.
With that, he'll kind of turn about, and as the tent flap kind of closes behind him, you'll see a pair of guards that are kind of stationed out a ways, kind of staring in your general direction, kind of talking amongst each other, keeping an eye on your troop. with that, everyone, we are trying to stop right at 10 o'clock. So we are going to stop for this week. This 2-shot actually is probably turning into a 3-shot. So with that, everyone, I do want to say thank you for hanging out. Thank you for playing, watching us, Vicious. Again, as I had said, if you subscribe to the channel, your character can have a impact in the game, and this is a character created by one of my subscribers. So Vicious, again, thank you for those hero points. The players are probably going to need them, or may need them, not probably, may need them in the next episode. So it's good that they're not at zeros. That is going to be awesome. With that, we're unsure exactly when it's going to happen, because next week we are returning to the standard time with Decent Noodle, but we will be back with these 3 whenever our schedules align. Hopefully that big bad evil won't delay everything too long. But again, players, thank you so much for joining in on this, and again being understanding of this possibly turning into a 3-shot, and be willing to come back, and we'll see what happens. Few announcements quick, and then we're gonna get back out. So we're gonna raid to somebody else in the TTRPG square. So why don't we change it up a little bit first and go for Madcap of where people can find you before you end up playing again.
Geez, I'm not really sure where you're going to find me. I mean, I've been not posting a lot on social media recently, but Madcap23 on most of the socials, like YouTube, Blue Sky. Yeah, those are the 2 big ones I've been posting on. Been playing TTRPGs for like 30 plus years. Vicious, I want to say thank you so very much. I love your character that you added in here, and I hope you don't mind that this Dracokin like insulted him and did all that stuff, because it seems like with Scales being brass and him being green, we are kind of opposite, dichotomatically opposite. So it made sense in my brain that we would have a fairly long-standing argument between the 2 of us. But again, I have been Scales, your Dracokin brass barbarian. Yeah, I know, Vicious. I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you with Hestian.
First instance, you're done. That's it. Dead to a mortal enemy.
I will make it up to you with Hestian. We'll bring you back some of that grave mushroom or something. But I've been Scales, your Dracokin barbarian tonight, and I've had just a hell of a great time with my other 2 players tonight. So thank you very much, Ty, for putting us together.
Of course,
back
of course.
To you,
Ash. Why don't you give a little bit about yourself and where people can find you before we play again?
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, also known as Minnesota Muse. You can find me as Minnesota Muse on Blue Sky, on Twitch, or as Minnesota Muse 99 on Threads. And currently you can also, actually, I don't know if it's out yet, but I have guest starred a little bit for Carne Fall, which is on YouTube. So check them out. They've got a slew of broadcasts that they have done. It is in person, but live play. And it's all kind of like a weird, messed up carny kind of situation where they're moving carnival and weird things happen to them. So it's a lot of fun. Check me out. I've been in 2 episodes, which should be coming out shortly. And we'll see if we can't get a 3rd one on the books sometime in the future.
Vamp, a little bit about yourself and where people can find you before we play again.
Again, I'm Chad Vamp Wickman on whatever socials I'm on. I'll be on this Saturday on Lord Gazumba's channel, 1 to 5 p.m. Playing the 1st/2nd edition hodgepodge that he put together that he's been running for 45 years or some crazy madness. My buddy Joe, who was, posting in his Discord channel that I was playing tonight, he's in charge of a Freemasons gaming group, and he just posted there that gaming lets me channel my home planet so I'm less homesick. and I appreciate his kind words.
Very nice.
But again, thank you, Ty, for running this. It was fun. Thank you to Ashley and Mike for playing. It's always great playing with you guys, and regardless of the fact that I don't know that much about Foundry, even though everybody I talk to says it's the absolute best software to use for this game, whatever. And I don't know much about Pathfinder 2. It ain't about the rules, and it ain't about good role playing, good players, good DM, and having fun. And that's what this was.
And thank you.
And Ashley, see what happens when you threaten that I might die soon? You almost die, right? You better watch yourself. I mean, I don't know. We did not pray to the dice gods tonight. I don't know what that was.
No, we did not.
Holy moly.
Oh my god.
That's Foundry right there. When you can't hold the dice and apologize to them in person.
Or throw them outside like I've done. I have thrown dice in the woods before that have failed me.
Some kids out in the woods, like, where's all these dice from? So cool.
Just magically appear. That's got to be great for them.
The dice gods love me.
With that, everyone,
until
again.
They roll ones.
Yeah, until they find out what they do. I've been Tythalanos. You'll find me here playing TTRPGs on Wednesday nights. Otherwise, playing other games here on my channel whenever I can. Again, the music that you heard from the intro during the game, you're going to hear in a second for the outro, all comes from our bard, Gregulus Designs at the Dirtwood. Please go give them a follow. I do want to say once again, Vicious, thank you so much for creating this character and letting me kind of bring him back in and keep telling more of this story. So we will be back next week for a regular scheduled game. And I will work with the 3 players here to try to get us back for another session and see what happens. So unsure exactly when that's going to happen, but should happen at some point in time in the future. So thank you all so much, and we shall see you all next time. Stick with us for a raid, as we're going to raid out Turntables RPG, as again, they're having another charity D&D stream this week. So please pass along the love, and we shall see you all next time. Bye, everybody.